All right, it is a Bellator Grand Prix finalist, Corey Anderson, man. Big fights coming. Corey, we gotta work on the nickname, though. You know I'm a big fan of Beast in 25A. You know that. But you can't be overtime. You're not putting in overtime. It's gotta be short time, no judges, something like that, man. You're not putting in overtime anymore.
Overtime is in the gym, man. I'm always putting overtime in the gym so I can go out there and have those short fights, you know. And that's just the name. It's more of a brand. It's just that's me, my demeanor. I'm always going to do more. If I'm in the gym, I'm going to do more. I'm going to put in the overtime.
I love it, man. Well, listen, this past weekend was this absolutely phenomenal performance. I mean, clipped them early, were aggressive once you saw that you had the opportunity to finish it. I mean, just a flawless performance. I know you knew that was going to be a tough fight. Did you envision a scenario where you're like, man, I could go and get this dude out of there in less than a minute?
I didn't know I can get him out there in a minute, but I knew I can get him either. I could finish him. I mean, it's going to be a tough fight. All the fights, are going to be a tough fight. But I know how good I am. Like I said, I am the best. And I feel I can do that. Not going to say I can go out there and knock everybody out in 1 minute, but I can go out there and put on a show and put the work in on anybody. I know that.
Yeah, no question. You had him hurt early, and it was clear you were like, hey, I think I can get this done. I mean, was there a thought process in your mind like, whoa, maybe we need to pace ourselves a little bit. Maybe we need to not, or did you just see that, hey, this is it. We got to get it done now?
No, I made sure once I got him down, the first thought when I realized he had dropped was don't let him up. That's the first thought that went in my mind. Like, don't let him up. So it's like going back to what my coach says, like you drop someone, circle to the left so they can't just sit up and grab your leg. Circle to the left away from his dominant hand into your dominant hand so you can throw your big right hand and sit into the half guard. So you sit on the half guard, sit, and just pound him out. Don't let him up. And that's went to my head. I circled left, hit him a couple times with the right hand, sat down to the half guard on the left, started striking, and I just knew right then the way he was covering up, he wasn't getting up. He wasn't working to get to an underhook and get his ear to my chest, so I couldn't hit him. He was just shelling up, trying to survive, trying to hope I stopped to let him recover. And it was like, don't give him a chance to recover. Just pour it on him.
That's awesome, man. I love the science that happens in the cage amidst all that chaos, man. You walk right through it when it looks like it's all just happening crazy. So the cool thing about it is then you get to sit back and you get to watch the other half of the bracket, right? So talk to me about what your emotions were like because, Nemkov obviously eventually took over, but he was in trouble early on when he got clipped. So what was your thought process as you were watching that fight?
Well, the first thing I was thinking, like, this dude is definitely beatable. As I said, we see a guy on 2 weeks' notice to go out there and put him down early, and he stayed in the fight when it came to striking. Nemkov had to depend on his wrestling to get that victory. And I know dang well he ain't finna try to wrestle with me like that. That is just that's not a smart move. You try to wrestle with overtime, that's not a smart move. One, you can see he was getting tired from wrestling. And we all know I don't get tired. And two, you see my wrestling, you don't want to go there. So my first thought was I go out there, I stick and move, I hit this guy, chip him up. He's going to start forcing the wrestling. Hey, I might go ahead and get my first submission win or just get on top and ground and pound him as well.
We have Nemkov ranked as number 3 in the world right now. I mean, I guess it's a tough question, right? Because we have you right behind at number 4. We have you guys at 3 and 4 in the world. So, I mean, do you think he's that good? And is it just maybe a situation where, yes, he is that good. He just happens to be, the perfect matchup for you because the way you describe it, it's like all his strengths play right into what you want to do.
Yeah, he is good. He's good at what he does. And like you said, he's a good matchup for me because I feel I'm a similar style. Like, I don't move as much as him, but I move. My movement throws people off. His kicks are a lot better than mine, hands down. But other than that, he is good. Can't take that from him, but I feel I'm better. And it just so happened he has been good at doing what he does good continuously. As from my past, instead of doing what I do good, I would stray away from the game plan and try to strike with people like my last fight, my last loss. Instead of going out there and do what I've done in several fights over and over and over, I try to go out there and do something new, and it cost me, and that's why I'm ranked number 4. And I'm sure the guy I lost to is probably ranked number 1 on your ranking, 1 or 2, wherever it is. And, the thing Nemkov did really well is he stuck to the game plan. He's really good at doing what he does. He's not trying to do what other people do. He's not trying to excite you. He's going to go out there and do what he does every fight. He's been getting his victories.
Is this the matchup you wanted in the finals? I mean, when this whole tournament Grand Prix started, did you look at it and say, if this thing plays out the way I want it to, that's the guy I want in the finals?
I mean, the bracket worked out for me because I was always going to be on the opposite side of the belt. My mind says I want to fight the champ. I want to fight for the belt in the finals, whether it's going to be Nemkov, Rumble, Yo, or who was the other person on the other side? Phil Davis, whichever one it was. I was actually hoping it was going to be Rumble. Me and Rumble being friends. Every time we talk, when we finished talking, I was like, all right, bro, I'll see you in the finals. That's how we signed out. When I seen him in person, we talked on Instagram or we texted him like, all right, bro, rest up. I'll see you in the fight. We're going to see you in the finals. That was just our little thing. I would love to fight my boy in the finals, Not like I want to fight my friend, but we all know how good Rumble is. To go out there and test yourself. I want to go out there and prove I can go out there and fight with somebody that's a big banger like that and get all the things I did wrong, do right. Usually I go out there against a striker and fall into the striking game, and it costs me. I want to go out there and show I can deter that. I can go out there and beat me, do what I'm supposed to do, and get the win. And I knew that was going to be a tough fight because he can wrestle as well. But he has wrestling and knockout power. I have wrestling and cardio. So those two would have been a good match against each other. I feel like that would have been a good war all the way down to the end.
That would be a good fight. What a special friendship that you say, bro, I love you so much. I just want to punch you right in your face.
I wouldn't say in so many words, but hey, we know it's strictly business.
I love it. Well, talk about your run, Corey. This run in Bellator, man. Obviously, the confidence that you have right now, the feel that you have. It's a different level than it was when you were in the UFC, man. I feel like you've really turned a corner. And can you put your finger on it, man? I know obviously you're getting paid really well, and that probably helps. And maybe the pressure's a little bit different. I don't know, but this just seems like a new guy, man. And I'm enjoying watching it. So can you point to what's switched?
I ain't got a point. I can punch the whole thing. I know exactly what it was. Once I got out of the UFC and all that extra drama and burden I had going on, all the extra weight on my back, the biggest thing leading into that Jan fight, Johnny Walker, the Jan fight, those last two fights I had, that I had on my chest and on my back, they always say, Corey fights like he had a chip on his shoulder, which is something I do because I've always been told my whole life, I can't. So I've always wanted to prove people that I can. But going into those last two fights, the UFC had told me pretty much to my face, not that I can't, but I wouldn't because of my following, because I wasn't excited. So in those last two fights, I wasn't going out, like I said, I strayed away from fighting how I fight. I went out there to fight to try to be excited, to go out there and prove to them that I do deserve earn this title shot because I can be excited. I can get fans behind me. I can get people to pay to see this. Instead of like Josh Thompson told me when I first got to Bellator, he said, bro, you gotta remember, you just keep winning. They can't deny you. You should have just kept winning. Don't worry about trying to switch up the style. Just keep winning. Do what you do and win. If you beat everybody, there's nobody left. You have to get to the belt. But I got to the point where I felt I was being so passed over, I was ready to just get there now. So, like, forget it. We're going to try to get excited. We're going to be excited and do what we got to do to get the fans behind me. And that took me out of doing what I do and train every day. Because I don't train that way. I go out there and train the way I train. I train smart. I train like I want to go home with no bumps, no bruises. I want to get my takedowns on the ground and pound. I want to hit and not be hit. Those are the goals every day. Push my cardio 6 rounds, 7 rounds, how many rounds I'm doing, new partners, and work everything. Same goal on everybody. I want to take everybody down, do this, do that. And then I would get into the fight, and it was like, fight would come around, I would see the guys like, I'm about to knock his block. I'm about to go out here and knock his block. I'm going to take his head off. I'm going to go out there and out-kick this. I'm going to kick his leg with that hard leg kick I learned from coach and show him that I can kick hard and blah, blah, blah. And then it cost me. Because in the Johnny Walker fight, it didn't last long. But who knows? If it would have went longer and I kept trying to swing for the fences, I might have got caught with him. Who knows? But just so happens that overhand right landed. As for Jan, he plays the game where he pulls you in. He stays running backwards, running away from you. So you can't strike with him unless you like that. And he was smart. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. I came in overzealous. I got kick happy. I threw 2 kicks without throwing a punch. And on the third one, he knew it was coming and stepped in with the overhand right and put my lights out.
Isn't it crazy, though? It's like you were basically being told you need to fight more exciting. And then when you go to doing what you do, your fights are very exciting. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy how that works out.
Yeah, exactly. I had an interview with one of the people in Bellator, and they said the same thing. I remember when you came over, exactly what he said. I remember when you said you was coming over, you're going to go back to doing what Corey Anderson does, ground and pound and wrestling. He said, my first thought was, oh, my God, this guy's going to come back over and come over here and be super lackluster and boring, just lay on these guys. But then he was like, but you came in, you did the complete opposite. Like, you're exciting and everybody loving it. And now you got the patented ground and pound. It's like, and yes, I'm doing exactly what I did before. But now at the time, coaches always said, you pitcher pat with your ground and pound. You don't actually ground and pound. You pitter pat. You like touch them. We need to be swinging, bring it back. And over those times, since I talked to Dana and all those guys, they told me I have been training that in training. But I never got to the opportunity because I was so worried about taking somebody's head off. Now I'm back to just being me, and all the things we've been practicing for 3 years is coming to fruition, the ground and pound. Like I said, they still haven't even seen the striking. I haven't even got to show my striking in 3 years yet because I got knocked out, and now I've been doing all ground and pound and quick finishes. I was hoping Bader made it where we stood up and I can display my striking. But, hey, that's just a mystery they haven't seen yet.
Hey, maybe we'll see in the finals. We'll see how that plays out. Hey, listen, I got to ask you. You mentioned Jan's name. It's been a little fun watching you two guys have a little beef online, going back and forth a little bit. Of course, we know we can't have the third fight right now anyway. Maybe it could happen down the line. But talk to me about this. I mean, you know it's a fight you can't make right now. So is this personal? Are you having a little back and forth because it kind of upsets you a little bit? Or are you just having a little fun online?
It don't upset me. I think it's cute. It upsets him. You see, he's going to be vocal about it. I never said his name once in the media. All I said is I'm the best in the world. He ran with it. He made attention. Now he's just bringing more attention to me. Every time my name get mentioned, I'm getting more followers. You know, he's out there saying my name on Ariel Hawani. Now people looking me up. So, hey, it's cute. Thank you. You know, the fact that he's showing it just means, he knows. Yeah, you're in the big league, whatever you want to call it, the bigger league. I'm in the lower league. But you know I'm a threat, bro. You know we 1-1. That's all. Like I said, I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about Nemkov and getting his Bellator belt around my waist. Other than that, he do his thing. He got a fight to worry about. He got to worry about Glover. And remember, I beat Glover. I am Glover's last loss. So he lose that one, that debate's over.
I was going to say, I mean, if Glover finds a way to win this fight, does that make you number one in the world at that point, you think?
I'm already number one in the world. But maybe they start thinking it.
I like it. I like the confidence. All right, well, in the meantime, talk to me about outdoors with overtime. I didn't know this was a thing, man, and I checked that. I thought it was just maybe, you were going to show yourself out there hunting or anything. You got a brand and everything. What is this?
Yeah, man, that's what I do. And, that's something else. With the UFC, they never let me display who I was. Nobody, a lot of things they didn't know. Did you know when I fought Jan the second time, some of the media didn't even know this was the second fight? There's a lot of stuff like that. When you don't get promoted and people don't follow you, they don't see those things about you. But yeah, outdoors that's me. I just came. I'm wearing my woods clothes now. I literally ran inside from the woods. I went hunting this morning, came home, hung out with my son, did some stuff, went back to the woods and did some scouting, and I just got back from scouting and stuff again. So that's what I do. I'm in the woods. If I'm not in the gym, I go from the woods to the gym, from the gym to the woods, home with the family a little bit, back to the gym, and leave the gym to the woods so it's dark, come back, train in the garage, and finish the night with the family. Outdoors at overtime is the brand. That is the exit plan. That's what I'm going to get into fully when I'm done fighting.
That's awesome. So what do you plan to do with like a whole range of like hunting products? Is it are you going to do outings with people and stuff too? What's the plan?
I mean, I already do outings and whatnot. I work with this company, this veteran company, or I won't say company, but it's a nonprofit in San Antonio, Texas called Hero Sports. Me and Justin Gaethje actually worked with them together. We met them together back in 2015 when he was out here helping Frankie with a fight, and we did a celebrity softball game. And they started a hunting program, an outdoor program where they go fishing, hunting, hog hunting from a helicopter, doing different things. So at least 2-3 times a year, I dedicate my time down there with those guys, sitting the blind with wounded vets, whether they're mental or physical. And we just rap, just to get to know each other. And for me, it's just doing what I love to do. I just love being outside, love being in the woods. And for them, it's like a life-changing event. Some of these guys, they have a hard time communicating with someone else after the military. Then you get there and to them, it's like they see me on TV, and I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting next to this guy. And then it's not like just sitting there. We sit in the blind all day and just talk. I ask, what branch did you serve? Oh yeah, what did you do? How did you get into it? I've met some of the coolest people. I met a guy that controls the missiles that you drop when they dropping bombs on people. He's sitting in the office controlling it from a joystick. That was pretty dope. I didn't know that's how it worked. So it's as fun for me as it is for them. And I just love to give back. What good is it to earn all the money and all the things, all the awards and all the fame if I don't give back and share it with those around me less fortunate? And, I don't make a big amount of money where I can make these big foundations and give back. But if I can give back time and make donations and help those guys out, actually, this is the hat I'm wearing right now. I try to represent them anytime I can to bring attention to the program. You know, it's a nonprofit started by Mike Barker, and he started all out of his pocket. So every dime we can raise is always going to a good cause.
That's awesome, man. Good for you, brother. That's awesome to hear you doing. All right, man. Well, I won't keep you too long. I know you want to get back in the woods. So, when is this Grand Prix final going to happen? Do we have a date yet? What are we looking for?
I have no clue. Ali, my manager said probably it'd be January 2022. You know, the first thing they told me was going to depend on how the damage go, who takes damage and whatnot. As you see, I went unscathed. I didn't get touched. But he, on the other hand, y'all seen him out at the bar that night. He had a good cut over his eye. He was limping. He was like, he just didn't have that pep in his step. So he could be hurt. It could just be a bruise. We don't know. But we have to see what the medical background comes for him and how long it takes for him to heal. And hopefully we get a call by November, December with a date.
That's awesome. And last thing I'll ask you, Corey, I mean, what is this going to mean to you, man? I mean, this championship, this Grand Prix title, I mean, you know, it feels like to me like you're proving things to people. I mean, proving things that you always believe, and now people are seeing it. I mean, what is this? Is this going to be a special moment, or is this just another check in the bank to help you take care of the family?
I mean, the money is just going to be in the bank. You know, the money, all the money has been saved, but I'm no longer worried about trying to prove stuff to other people anymore. Like you said, I've been proving things. My father told me all the time, you didn't prove all you had to prove. You can walk away now, son. One thing you didn't get the belt. So, but look at the people you fought. You've done it. So now for me to get the belt, it's just going to be a thing for myself, for my family, for what we know, what we've seen. Like my wife and my coaches say, I just wish everybody else could see how hard you train. I wish I could see how hard you dedicate, how much you dedicate yourself to this. And it's just going to be, and I don't even care if anybody else sees. I just know at the end, all the dedication, all the hard work, when I got that belt around my waist and I can put it on my wall, that we can see that every day and know everything came in fruition. It's been a long 8-9 years, whatever time it'll be when the belt comes. But I started this fight in the big leagues with 3 fights, 3 regional circuit fights. You don't see many people do that. The only person that went with less or a few fights and succeeded was John Jones. But to go 3 fights within the same year, within 6 months, to win the Ultimate Fighter, make it to the UFC, stay in the UFC, get your own release, and go somewhere else, and you still end up with the belt, all while staying true to yourself and doing what you want to do and never having to sell your soul to the devil. To me, I'd like you did. You did exactly what you set your mind to, and you stayed the course. And I want other people to see that. And if they don't think I'm the best, whatever, just know you don't have to sell your soul and do all this extra stuff people doing to get to the top. You know, just be yourself. You set your goals, have a straight head on your shoulder, and just stick to what you believe in. At the end, it can come true.
That's phenomenal advice, man. I love hearing that from you. Corey, it's a pleasure to catch up with you, man. It's been too long, and I don't want to interrupt you from your time in the woods anymore, so I'll let you get back out there and enjoy the rest of the day. But thanks for the time, and, man, it's going to be a hell of a final, man. I cannot wait for this fight.
Yes, sir. I can't wait either. And while y'all on here tuning, make sure you go to YouTube, Outdoors and Overtime. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and on Instagram, Outdoors and Overtime as well. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out my people at Hero Sports. If you want to make a donation, do it. If you're interested, you're a veteran, check them out. We always taking in different veterans, taking you on trips. Other than that, John, thank you for having me. I can't wait to talk to you guys after the final.